All right. Hello, everyone. We are live. Today, we'll have a Q&A session. I'll be answering your questions. We'll be sharing my experience. We'll be helping you guys out. And you can share your questions here in the chat. We can share it with my experience, all the mistakes I did, what's working for us right now in our business to help you guys out with your businesses. Whether you're just starting out and looking for a product to sell, or you already have good traction in your business and you want to take it to the next level, please drop your questions in the chat. We can answer those for you. Can help you out with whatever challenges you currently facing in your business to help you maximize next year. Almost finished this year. Was a tremendous year. Many great learning experiences, many mistakes that are made, many learnings. So would love to share with you what's working for us right now and what is needed for your business right now. So, all right, I see some questions already popping in. Just drop one in the chat. If you can hear me okay, if you can see me okay, if technology is working well. Amazing. Questions already just flooding in. Questions flooding in. So yeah, just drop one in the chat if you can hear me okay, if you can see me okay, and we will get into it. One. Just drop one in the chat if you can see me okay, if you can hear me okay, and we will get into it. One. Perfect. All right, cool. Have some questions here already. It's a great question here from George Gisami from Twitter. How long do you wait to see how long do you wait to see if actually a product is winning? You see a product is winning within the first 1 to 3 days. And the way you see it is by the initial metrics, obviously your sales, your profitability, but also by the metrics that you see on your ad account. Whether you have people clicking on your ads, your cost per click, your click-through rate, those are important metrics. Ideally, we're aiming for at least 3% click-through rate, but $1 cost per click. These are ideal metrics to aim for. So if you have those metrics, and then if you see people are adding product to the cart, we want to be ideally at 10% add to cart ratio and conversion rate, ideally above 3%. So if you have all of those metrics laid out, and if you see the metrics are promising, that's when you start spending more resources and time to make that product work. One of the biggest mistakes people make when choosing products to sell, and kind of the initial indicators of whether the product is actually working, is they test the product and product doesn't work from day one, and they test it for 3 days, and then it's kind of like break-even point and people give up. That is the biggest mistake that people make. I have made so many products work that initially were just breaking even, made few adjustments, made few tweaks, turned those products into very profitable ones. So if you're just expecting every product that you test to work out from day one, this is a big mistake. It won't happen. Sometimes the product is close to break even. Sometimes you have to readjust your landing page. Sometimes you have to readjust your ads. And that's when you make products work. Let me know if that makes sense. What is the best way to have a system to have weekly some batches of creatives? So if you think about any system, every system has moving parts. So the system with creatives, the way you have to design it is, number one, you need team members to consistently execute on certain tasks. Then you need certain systems to be in place. So for example, you need a video editor to consistently pump up new ads. You need someone who would provide them the ideas with ads and B-roll for those ads so you can consistently push new volume. You also need a copywriter or someone who will write the scripts for those ads. So you have the script, you have the video editor, and you have the video editor, you have the copywriter, you have pretty much someone who will manage the ads, right? So this is the system. You have several people in that system, and those people do certain tasks on a week-to-week basis. And by the way, I have a tremendous resource when it comes to creatives and building system for creatives. If you want that resource, just DM me creative on Instagram and I'll send it over to you. This is my Instagram here. Would love to send it over to you. There's some resources, there's some tutorials, there's some things that you can start using right away and start filling those gaps in your particular system. The problem most entrepreneurs have is that they're trying to do everything by themselves. So they write the copy, they get ideas for the ads, then they edit their own ads. So they do everything by themselves, and that limits how many creatives they can push on a weekly basis. If you want a solid system, then you need a video editor, you need a copywriter or creative strategist, you need someone who would feed those ideas, and need someone who would manage the ads. Ideally, these are all different people, so each one of them does a separate task, and then it becomes a system where it can fuel itself, and you can push substantial volume of the creatives. All right. What is your suggestion for what Facebook ad strategy to use having only image creatives? Image creatives will work only for specific products. They work for image, they work for jewelry, they'll work for clothing, but they will not work for every product. Let's say if you want to test the beauty gadget, and if you want to sell that beauty gadget using only image ads, most likely it will not work out because that product itself needs more education. You need to differentiate product more than other people, and you cannot expect to do that with image ad. So for example, for beauty gadget, I would do VSL, I would do longer video, because in that video you have to explain why your product is different, why all of the other options people have tried for beauty to improve their beauty have failed. So you have to justify all of that in the video, because that will predicate the intent that people have when clicking on your website. If you just have an image ad, that doesn't give enough context about the product and why the product is so special. So the clicks that you'll get to your website will be curiosity clicks. Those are pretty much useless clicks, because those clicks will not get you the sale. You need to educate, you need to entertain, you need to tell the story if you want the product to work, especially if it's more complex product. All right. So is Magnus Carlsen your student? This is my partner, Mark. He is a phenomenal human being. He's a phenomenal entrepreneur. And yeah, he's a savage. All right. You're beautiful, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. All right. Let me get some questions from Instagram. Currently out of America. I will be back in 45 days, free for the whole time. Want to begin an econ? What should I do for these 45 days? What should you do for 45 days? If you have 45 days and you want to master econ, what you have to do is just immerse yourself into econ. You have to watch YouTube videos, tutorials, just like immerse yourself in e-commerce and understanding how different parts work, and then get your hands dirty. Open a Shopify store, start building some landing pages, start building some product pages, start researching some products. Just get yourself into the weeds of stuff. That's how you learn the fastest. And 45 days is a lot of time. In 45 days, you can literally build a successful e-commerce business if you do it right, and if you do it with whole intensity. While launching website, how many products should show? You can just start with one product. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You don't have to have like hundreds of products on the website. You don't have to upload, so many different products, so many descriptions. Just start with one product. Do a proper research on that product. Why people are buying that product? What problem does it solve? What language do people that buy that product talk? Right? So for example, if you're selling the product for women that are like 45, 55, 65 years old, those women will talk differently and they'll have a different language than, let's say, someone who's like 20 years old and looking for, something totally different. Those people that are 20, they don't have the same problems that people are 50, right? So you have to understand your market, understand who you're going after, and do a proper research before you even touch ads manager or before you even start selling that product. You said people doing $1 million per month in Indian market. How much is net profit? How much is net profit? About 20% from what they told me, which is pretty decent. Indian market is an amazing market to be in. I highly recommend, if you're in India, if you have access to some capital, if you want to launch e-commerce business, don't go into US market. Don't go into some of these very competitive markets. Just focus on Indian market. That's like literally one of the best markets right now. It has, the biggest population on planet Earth. It's a fast-growing e-commerce market. You can absolutely crush an Indian market right now. As a student, how to earn money. As a student, how to earn money. So if you're a student and if you want to learn, if you're a student and if you want to learn, earn. Learn means learn, earn. Okay, if you're a student and if you want to earn money, you have to understand who's already making money and what those people do and what those people offer. This is literally the shortcut to everything in life. There's already someone making money. So what do those people do to make money? Go and study those people. Go and ask those people for a call. Go and reverse engineer what those people do. Maybe they're offering services. Maybe they're selling some products online. So just go and reverse engineer what those people actually do, how they operate their business, and start replicating it for yourself. Is the AI tutorial you gave on YouTube a good strategy to go to 10K per month with Facebook? Yeah. It's a great tutorial. It's a great AI tutorial. So if you want to just get started with something, just watch my YouTube tutorials, put that to practice, get someone who's actually doing e-commerce to give you feedback on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and then have those feedback loops where you consistently improve what you do every single day. That's how you become good at anything. If you want to become good with e-commerce, it's only a matter of reps. You can't just become very good with e-commerce just by purely watching YouTube videos, right? You watch YouTube videos, then you apply it, then you get some feedback loops, you become better, and then in 6-12 months, you become very good at it. And that's how you start making a lot of money, because universe and the world and the whole entrepreneurship ecosystem is all predicated on what you can bring to the world. It's what can you if you can sell your products more effectively than other people, that's when you make money. If you can sell your services more effectively than other people, you can deliver better results, you'll make money. So always think, who's on the other side of the screen? Is that a person who's looking to buy your product? What do those people looking for? What language do they speak? How can I resonate with those people to sell them my product? The same with services. If someone is buying a service, what those people are looking for? Reverse engineer, start implementing. Hey Alex, I'm curious, as of now, do you solely advise to do audience testing only? From what I can see, audience targeting seems pointless. Overall, targeting is useless. On Facebook, you don't need a lot of targeting. You can target audiences that are small, you can target audiences that are big, you can go broad and have no targeting whatsoever. The most important thing is your creative and your ads. If you dial that part in, and if you have a good landing page where you send in traffic, everything else is pretty much pointless at this point. That's a good one. Everything else is meaningless, right? The Facebook is so good with targeting people and finding people that are most likely to buy your product that all other aspects become pretty much irrelevant. All right. Where to choose products from except Alibaba? Where to choose products from? There's many different suppliers that you can use. You can use Zendrop, you can use CJ Dropshipping. There's many platforms where you can source products. Products is a commodity at this point. Monkey can go and source a product from Alibaba. It's not a big deal. What's more important is how you sell that product. If you know how to sell the product effectively, if you know how to make good creatives, if you know how to make good landing pages, that is the competitive advantage that you have. So don't focus too much on the product. Just go after the product that has been validated, that is proven to sell. And the rest of your effort, just focus on great ads, great landing pages, and funnels. All right. My questions queue. So many questions, guys. You are phenomenal. So many questions. Bro, what's the least money to start? Anthony Anyone. What's the least amount of money to start? $0. If you're being resourceful. I mean, ideally, a few $100. If you have a few $100, you can make your e-commerce business work. The way you would do it is you would go on TikTok, you would see what products are selling already. You would go and reverse engineer what ads are used to sell those products, and you would recreate those ads yourself. You would sign up for Shopify free trial, which is like $30 a month after you start paying, and you would post your product there, drive traffic from TikTok directly to your Shopify website, and create content so you don't have to spend money on ads. If you do it purely organically, you can get started with a few $100. If you want to use paid advertising to sell your products, then you'd have to spend a bit more money. So depending which strategy you go, depending on whether you have more time or you have more money, you would choose a strategy that works the best for you. Forgive and forget. What a name. How is the reach so little on my Facebook ads? Like 1,000 views for $100. It means your ads are not good enough. Simple as that. If your views are so expensive, it means your ads are not good enough, right? So focus on improving your ads, focus on making better creatives, focus on reverse engineering what's working right now in your space, and don't steal content from other people. If you're stealing content from other people, Facebook can see that. Like we might see like, oh, Facebook wouldn't know like I stole this content from TikTok or from my competitor. But Facebook has very powerful AI. They can detect the content that was duplicated or was stolen. Don't do that. Create your own unique content. And you can use this little friend right here to make pretty much any piece of content you want, right? With your phone, you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. And you can make ad for any product. What do you recommend for new Shopify? What do you recommend for new Shopify and selling digital products like printables? What do you recommend for new Shopify selling digital products like printables? Just go for it. Just test it. See if market resonates with your products, if people buying it, if people are not buying it. Where people drop off in your funnel? Are they dropping off because your ads are not good enough or because your funnel or your landing page is not good enough? Identify the bottleneck, focus on fixing that bottleneck, and make your product work. How much money do we need to start UK or USA dropshipping with AliExpress from the country where PayPal and Stripe doesn't work? Cost no for product, but for documentation and LLC openings. How much money? I mean, a few $1,000. Yeah, if you have all of those things, I mean, opening company costs a few $100. That's it. Like that's your starting point. And then if you need few apps, maybe you need like $1,000. If you go organic route, if you go paid route, you'll need some money to spend on ads as well. Sir, please tell me the best landing page builder, please, sir. Okay. The best landing pages right now, the best landing page builders right now are Replo, Gem Pages, and Pagefly. These 3 landing pages builders, any of them can make you millions of dollars if you use them correctly. Should I use? Okay, should I use different Facebook Ads Manager then? Will it fix the issue? First, try to fix your ads. If your ads are not profitable, first try to fix your ads. Don't think it's an ads manager or it's a business manager or it's your profile or any of those things. First, focus on making good ads. See if those ads still not working. If they're still not working, then it could be the problem with your business manager, profile, ads manager, any of those things. But initially, just focus on making good ads and good landing pages. If at testing stage the product amount spent $50 and CTR is 1.5%, then we need to stop testing the ad. I need to know more metrics. I need to know your conversion rate. I need to know your average order value. I need to know all of those things to see where the bottleneck is. Is it a problem with your ads or with your funnel? Right? I repeated this like what, like 5 times in the last like 10 minutes because it is so important. Whenever you have a problem with your ads, it's all about your ads or your funnel, right? Like there's literally nothing else. If you've chosen your product properly, if you're selling the product that has been validated by other people, the only problem you can have with your e-commerce business is either your ads or your funnel, right? Maybe your website doesn't convert well enough, doesn't have enough information for customer to make a decision, doesn't answer all of the important questions that customers want to ask, right? If you don't have any of those elements, then your conversion rate will suck and you will think that the product doesn't work. But in reality, that's just your website that sucks. So then you focus on fixing your website, you make adjustments, you fix all of the things you need to fix, and then suddenly you start making profit. I found, okay, I found one product, Get Hooked, with proper dedication, full process, build perfect page with offer, and create 10 UGC ads with Creatify using a creative document, but still no sales. Well, I need to look into data, right? Send me the data on Instagram. By the way, this is my Instagram. Any of the resources I mentioned, I have lots of different resources I can share with you. Resources on creatives, resources on ads, resources on landing pages. When analyzing the performance of the product, let's say the product doesn't work, the product is not profitable, I always look at all of this data combined. I don't look at just like, hey, this is the product, or this is the funnel, or this is the ads. I look at everything combined and I see where the drop off is. For example, the product has been validated by other people. I know for sure the product is selling. So it's only the matter of me creating a good marketing for that product with my ads and my landing pages to sell that product. So now I know it's either ads or a funnel. Then I look at the metrics. Okay, what are the metrics? What is the click-through rate? What is the CPC? What are the CPMs? What are the metrics on that side? Are they good enough? If not, I create bad ads, right? So then I have to improve my ads. And then I look at my funnel. What is the add to cart ratio? How are people behaving on the website? There's a tool called Microsoft Clarity. It's a free tool that you can use to pretty much see the behavior of everyone who lands on your website. And this will give you a great perspective where people are dropping off and why they're dropping off. And so I look at all of that. I look at all of the data combined, and that allows me to identify where the drop off is and which part of my business I have to focus on. Do I have to focus more on the ads part, make better ads, create better creatives, or do I have to focus my funnel on my conversion rate? So one of these two usually is a bottleneck. So I like to identify which one is it, focus all of my attention on fixing that, model the best ones that they have. Like, let's say if my competitor is using specific landing page, I want to model that landing page. I want to learn from that landing page as much as possible and replicate it for myself. I don't want to just copy, I want to model. Do you actually need a Shopify? Wow, geez, I mean, these questions are popping up here. All right. Do we actually need a Shopify storefront for an affiliate product, Alex? If you have an affiliate product, you can sell that product with whatever landing pages the affiliate marketplaces give you, or you can just build your Shopify store. You can build a funnel, whichever way you want to sell it. But I mean, you'll need a place where you're sending traffic. So it's either provided by affiliate company, affiliate offer that you're working with, or it's something that's created by you. SimX. I recently started, but I only sell one product that costs $20. How can I balance all the costs knowing that the product is consumable and I have subscribed customers, but some cancel the subscription? All right, if you're selling products that are consumable and you're losing money on the front end to acquire those customers, it will take you some time to become profitable, because you'll only start becoming profitable once you start getting those repeat subscriptions coming in. And that is a problem with subscription businesses. You'll have to sink a little bit of capital if you want to grow this business. If you are profitable in the first transaction, obviously just spend more money on ads. But if you're losing money on that first transaction, it will take 1 or 2 cycles for you to start getting the repeat customer rates, to get the subscription revenue, so you can actually scale your business. Jimmy Hopkins. Temu has entire AliExpress on their app. How does it still make sense to sell those products at higher costs? Well, not everyone is on Temu. Not everyone is on AliExpress. what you have to focus on is how do you create the perception of your product. If you want to sell your products at the premium price points and you're afraid of like Temu or Amazon, right? Like, I mean, I've built successful business, even though the same products that I was selling for years and the other people that I know, like all of the e-commerce industry, is selling the same products that are available on Amazon. How is it possible? How is it possible that you go to Amazon and buy the product for $15 and then you see exactly the same product, a very similar product being sold for $60, $80, $100? Because different customers want different things. Some people are always looking for cheapest product available, right? Those are like the worst customers ever. Like if someone is only looking for cheapest product, they'll go to Amazon, they'll go to Temu, I don't know how the fuck you call it, and they'll buy the cheapest product available. And there always will be a segment of those customers. But there's also customers that want better quality. They want someone who really understands the pain that they're having, right? And who sells them the customized solution. And this is where we win. We win by identifying who's the person on the other side of the screen that's buying the product and how we can position our product as a unique solution to their problem. This is how you win. This is how all of the marketers win. Question from Nate Slavinsky. I've done almost 500K in sales in the last 30 days drop shipping, but I have custom products and packaging ready for 2025. Would you suggest using a 3PL in China, 3PL in USA, or ship in-house? I'm wondering what has worked the best for you. Nate, great stuff. First of all, congratulations. Great traction with your business. What I would recommend is don't overcomplicate the business if it's not necessary. If you already have traction with your business, you've done like 100, 200, $500,000 in sales, don't overcomplicate your business if it's not necessary. Sometimes you make a faster shipping. Let's say you ship from United States, it's 2 to 3 days, and it only like incrementally will increase your metrics. It will not make your business explode. I have a lot of friends that are sending their product within 2 to 3 days, and customers are happy with obviously fast shipping times. But it's like impacting their repeat purchase rates. They still have pretty low repeat purchase rates because the product itself is not dedicated to be something consumable or something that people will need again. So unless your metrics are very bad in terms of the refunds, complaints, like all of those things, don't overcomplicate your business. Stack cash, then you can buy more inventory, then you can get into consumable products, which you definitely need to ship from the United States, so you can improve your repeat purchase rate, and you can make your business more stable. But by itself, shipping your products faster or having your product in US 3PL or just like providing that like top-notch customer experience, that by itself won't make your business more stable or won't get customers to come back. What is the signal? I think this one I already, Jimmy, thank you. All right. What is the signal for you the product you're testing is working? Okay. I think I answered this one. All right. I can just answer this one. I think this is so big. What is the signal that for you that the product you're testing is working? Number one, metrics. If you're profitable, product is working. If you are not profitable, what are the metrics on the ad side and on the funnel side? Are people clicking on ads? Is your click-through rate at least 3%? What is your cost per click? If your cost per click is like $3, obviously something is off with your ads. You have to improve them first. Then on your funnel side, do you have people adding product to the cart? What is that ratio? Ideally, we're aiming for at least 10% add to cart ratio, which means out of 100 people that land on the website, 10% of those people, which is 10 people, add product to the cart. And then the conversion rate. Ideally, it's 3% or higher. Doesn't matter what's the average order value. If your product is lower than $50, you want to be having at least 5% conversion rate. Ivan M. In USA market is hard to test products because of very high CPMs. Does it make sense to test products on other markets like New Zealand, Ireland, and when we found the winner, then go to USA? Selling in less competitive markets like Europe, Australia, New Zealand, it's one of the biggest hacks you can have. If you are like in one of those countries, or maybe you're in South America or you're in India, selling products in your local markets will give you the advantage, because if you're going after US market and you don't have a lot of experience and you cannot compete on the highest level possible, then it will be very hard for you to make it work. So start with lower competition markets, get some momentum, get some capital, and then eventually start expanding to more competitive markets like United States. What budget would you recommend for a first round of paid ads to the offer? Make what you want. You guys have amazing names. What budget would you recommend for first run of paid ads to an offer? At least $1,000. I know some people go and like test ads for $5, like these $5 ad strategies, which is nonsense, right? It's just you just can't accumulate enough data if you're testing $5 ads. So at least $100, $200 to get the initial metrics. Then you tweak your ads if your ads are not good. Then you tweak your website if your website is not good, right? So you identify those initial metrics and then you start making adjustments. But I would recommend at least $1,000 if you want to properly test the product, make few rounds of these adjustments so that you can get your product to profitability. Lewandowski, Robert. That's a good name, man. I think there's a football player. Have you tried cash on delivery? Do you get into e-commerce, Robert? Have you tried cash on delivery in Eastern European countries like Poland, Hungary, Bulgaria, etc.? What do you think about it? I think cash on delivery in the Eastern European markets is an amazing opportunity. The only thing is you need to have good logistics. You need to call your customers. You need to confirm those orders. So there's a little bit more on the logistics and operation side of things. It's a little bit more complex business. But in terms of the potential and low level of competition, it's one of the best markets you could be in. Especially Poland. In Poland alone, you can do $500,000, $700,000 a month in sales. Like Poland by itself. All of these other markets, let's say $100,000, $200,000. So if you have, let's say, 5, 7 of these countries in Eastern Europe, you can do 1 million a month, no problem. Okay. If fraud analysis medium on Shopify order, should we still fulfill the order? So what you have to do is, if you have the fraud order, like if you have like a fraud order on Shopify, number one thing that you want to do is call that customer and confirm that order and make sure that the call is recorded, right? So then let's say that customer is filing a chargeback, they're saying, oh, I did not order the product. Boom, you have the call recording. You can present it to Stripe or you can present it to Shopify so you can win the dispute. But oftentimes these are like false alarms. These are not actually like real people that want to do some fraud. For some reason, it's triggering those transactions. So all you have to do is just to confirm the order, make sure that that product that you are trying to send them is actually going into the right address. That's a real person ordered the product. And that's how you eliminate most of these issues. Just call them up. All right. Do some questions from Instagram. Boom. All right. How do you set up upsells and cross-sells? We use an app called Aftersell. It has pretty much all the functionality for upsells, cross-sells, also pushing people to do the what is that? The average order value. So we want to, like when you're using upsells and cross-sells, the objective there is to increase the average order value. This is the biggest objective. So we're using an app called Aftersell. It allows us to customize the upsells, customize the cross-sells, and also set up a benchmark for free shipping after a certain threshold. So for example, if everyone is on average buying from us on like $70, we want to make free shipping criteria $75 so that people add that one extra product to the cart. And if they're not adding, we're charging them for shipping. This way you can maximize your average order value. You can incentivize people to add more product to the carts so that you become more profitable from every transaction, because the higher your average order value will be, the more profitable you'll be. How do you know if the seller is a true seller in Alibaba? That is a great question. You can verify the reputation on Alibaba. You can also work with a supplier or someone who can vet that factory or vet that supplier, whether they're legitimate. but ideally don't pay anyone before you've done some sort of homework. Like you want to make sure that the product that you're selling, first of all, they have. Number two, that they will actually ship the product. I know a lot of people that have been scammed by Alibaba sellers. So you definitely want to put some homework and ideally work someone who is on the ground, can verify if that Alibaba seller is legitimate. If you need any of those contacts, please just DM me on Instagram and I'll send you the contacts of the suppliers that you can use. How do I test unique marketing angles on Facebook, and how do I determine the winning angle? Okay, determining winning angle on Facebook is very easy. It's the one that's most profitable for you. You will instantly see the difference. If you're testing 4 or 5 different angles, some of them will be more profitable for you, right? So just double down on that. Now, how do you test them? You go through the research, you go through the Amazon reviews, you go through the forums, and you find for little words. Like, for example, if someone says, I'm 57 years old and I've been struggling with neuropathy, for example, that is an angle, right? So neuropathy now becomes one of your angles that you can use for marketing. If you go through research and like someone says, like, I've been struggling with acne since my 30s and now I'm 57. And, I've tried this, this, and this. I've tried Botox. I've tried, these medical procedures. None of that worked. Now, your angle could be in this case is like, hey, if you tried this, this, and this, all these medical procedures, and none of it worked, here is why. Maybe all of these procedures, they don't do this one thing that this product does. So now that becomes your unique advantage, unique angle, unique mechanism that you can use for your marketing. All right. Hey, Alex, I have a question about mentality. What do you think we should talk? How do you think we should talk to ourselves and treat ourselves in order to achieve the thoughts that lead us to success? That is a great question. In terms of like self-talk, we always have these thoughts in our heads, like, oh, it's like, what if it doesn't work out? Like, what people will think, or what will my parents say? What will my friends say? Like, what if I fail? Right? So all of these things go through like everyone's mind, goes through my mind as well. But what I do is I refer to my successes. So if I've done something well, right, then everyone has done something well in their life. I mean, if you know how to drive the car, if you know how to, like, if you learn any skill, like at all, if you've done any of that before, then you can refer to that as your success experience. And you can say, wow, okay, so if I figured out how to drive a car, how to drive a bicycle, how I never knew this skill, and now I'm very good at this. I go to the gym, I'm maintaining my body. I promise to myself I'll go to the gym, and I actually go to the gym. So now you can refer to those as your success experiences. And now you can like, okay, if I have done this, I can probably do this as well. So this is how you basically overcome all of this negative self-talk, because you have to realize your brain wants to protect you. Your brain doesn't want you to take risks. Every time you start a business, you try to reach out to a stranger, you try to meet, girl on the street, like there's like, what if it doesn't work out? What if they say no? Like, what if, like, any of those experiences, they kind of like on back of your mind, and you have to basically prove all of those experiences irrelevant by reminding yourself of some successful experience that you've had. Lazarevsky, please let me know if that makes sense, Mamin. What books would you recommend that have elevated your business and personal growth? I recommend Often Wrong, Never in Doubt. This is a very good book by Donny Deutsch. I recommend How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis. I recommend Think and Grow Rich. I mean, if you read these 3 books, it will give you a great foundation for just the right thought processes you need to become successful. All right. My question is in the queue. Ooh, so many questions. Okay. If one creative is working, should we turn off all of the other creative assets? Creative assets. If one creative is working, should we turn off all the other creative assets? If they're not profitable, yes, turn them off. Like, if, yeah, like, okay. CBO or versus ABO, which one do you prefer when starting the first time? I like to use ABO. initially, keep it simple, keep it stupid proof. Like, don't use some complex like CBOs or like bid caps, cost caps, because at this point, like if you're just starting out something new, you don't know whether it's good or not. So for example, you don't know whether your creative is good or not. You don't even have the metrics yet. And now you're trying to play with all of these things. You're adding all of these variables to the mix. You want to identify your winning creative, number one. And for that, ABO works just fine. Mohammed, my man. In January, is January health update going to affect people doing advertorials in VSLs who are talking about root cause, etc., in their scripts? Some of them for sure, 100%. Some of them it won't, and even if it will, there's ways around it. There's people that can help with all of these issues, so I wouldn't even worry about this. The biggest thing that you have to worry about it is just like the effectiveness of your marketing. If your marketing is effective, you'll find a way to make it work. Even if, like, let's say, like the world comes to end, right? And like Facebook doesn't exist anymore. There's other advertising platforms that, as long as you're a good marketer, if you're a good marketer, if you know how to position your product, if you know how to sell your product, there's native advertising, there's YouTube advertising, there's different platforms where you can use to drive traffic. So I wouldn't obsess about any of these updates, like the same way people were talking about CBO versus ABO, and CBO would be made mandatory. Those of you guys who've been around for some time, you remember this, when Facebook was talking, they never implemented it. They never did it, right? So some of these things, they're just like pure talks. Some of these things, they will affect only certain advertisers. There's always ways around it. So as long as you're in the right community, you're surrounded by the right people, you could be like literally one contact away to solve this problem. Forgive and forget. After Q4, I missed this opportunity. Will Q1 still be good for e-commerce? So Q1 is a Q5. It's called Q5 for a reason, because Q1 is the best season of the year to sell health products, beauty products, weight loss products. There's so many different categories of products that do extremely well during Q1, which is Q5, which is Q1, Q5. It's basically the same things. Q5, season of the year, it will be tremendous opportunity. Q1, some products, some category just absolutely blow up. People start searching for beauty devices. People start searching for, health stuff, just like blows up. People start searching for weight loss because they want to get ready for summer. So some of the categories of products will absolutely blow up in Q1. Any tip on increasing budget on a new ad account? For increasing budget on a new ad account, just get yourself agency accounts and you'll have no limits of spend. Just from day one, you can spend $100,000 a day if you want to. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is just to pay your invoice like every few minutes, so that you have many transactions with Facebook. Facebook trusts you more. There's also solutions to increase your ad spend limits. There's people who can help you with that. They can increase it from like $50 a day to like $10,000 a day if you want to. Again, as long as you're in the right community, you know who to ask, you're one contact away to solve your problem. This is it. Like that's what I have learned, like in my 8 years of experience in e-commerce, that if you have a specific problem, there's a specific solution. There's always people that have been there before you, who have the context, who have the solutions for the problem that you're having. Where do you mainly advertise? Facebook, Google, TikTok, and which is the best? We still advertise mostly on Facebook. We're going heavy on TikTok now, and we're advertising on Google on a decent scale. But Facebook is bread and butter. I don't think Facebook goes anywhere. I think Facebook is a great platform, but you definitely want to add all of these other additional platforms to overcompensate for Facebook. What are the strategies to optimize ROAS without increasing budget? Sina, my man. Without increasing budgets. Usually all the profitability, like if you're looking to increase ROAS with your ad spend without increasing budget, the best thing that you can do is to improve your backend. What I mean by that is your upsells, your cross sells, maximizing the average order value. There's only so much that you can control on the Facebook side because it's an auction, right? So some of the days you'll be outcompeted by other people. Some of the days you will win, some of the days you will lose. But what's within your control completely is your funnel, your upsells, your cross sells, the subscription if you have it on the back of your business. Those things will change your business like nothing else. And if you see the biggest advertisers and the way they operate, sometimes they lose money on the front end. So they don't even care about the profitability on the front end because they know that their back end is so strong. Having a phone sales team so that you call your customers, you upsell them more products, you confirming their orders, you offering them more products to buy, that will also increase your profitability. So I would just identify what are the things are fully within my control that I can fully leverage, and what are the things that I don't fully control that I shouldn't even be worried about. All right, so Mohammed, another question here. Alex, will you still keep testing after 20th heard there will be drop off in conversion? Mohammed, if you can give me more context on this question, please. All right. Would you recommend broader interest? Like after spending thousands of Facebook, I've started to not trust Facebook. I think I should select interest because like I've never get even add to carts. If your product is very niche, you probably should test interest. For the products that we're selling products in health and beauty category. These are very wide categories. So we're just leaving it wide open and we're letting Facebook optimize. But if you're in the small category, maybe you're going after very particular interests, then you should go after like, smaller interests and see if Facebook is optimizing better for you. But at the end of the day, if you're considering if you're considering interest versus broad, and then you test interest and you're testing broad, then probably problem is somewhere else. Like probably problem is not even in the targeting. Probably problem is like whether it was a product that you chose to sell or with the website that you have, right? So probably it's somewhere in there, but it's not necessarily with the targeting options. I'm not even worried about targeting options. We're testing different targeting options. We're just doubling down on the one that works. And usually, if you selected all of the other elements properly, if you have good ads, if you have your good funnel, if you have good product, then none of these things matter. All right, let's do some Instagram. Okay, so I think competitive research should be done for all the process. Yes, competitive research is the most important part of the whole advertising process. Most people just jump straight into the ads manager. They start playing around with targeting, with different things there, trying to, click buttons. But the most important thing in the whole marketing and advertising process is your competitive research. How much work do you really put in before you start selling the product? Do you look at the reviews? Do you look at different angles that you can use? Do you look at the language that your customers are speaking? If you do all of those, then everything else becomes less relevant and less important. So if you have good angles for your ads, if you have good copy for your ads, then everything else will take care of itself. What are the interests in ABO at the beginning? It depends on the product that you're selling. If you're selling a beauty product, you can try beauty. If you're selling a fishing product, you can try fishing. So the interest that you choose for your ABO at the beginning to test them out will be predicated on the types of products you sell and what niche you're selling them in. Morpheus, I will send you Facebook results. Thank you so much, sir, for taking your time and answering. Great, appreciate it. Thank you so much, Morpheus. Great name. What Facebook ad structure do you find best when scaling? We try many different ones depending on the ad account. With some ad accounts, we're just creating campaigns every day, and we're doing the serve scaling. I made a very extensive video on that. Like literally throughout the day, we're increasing and decreasing the budgets based on the performance, and that helps us to maximize all of the auctions that we're in. If we're selling like a simpler product, we want to just keep it more stable and more just gradually scaling over time. Then we're just keeping our structure very simple. Creative campaign, you have your scaling campaign, you have your retargeting campaign, and then you might have like few extra campaigns, but we're keeping the structure very simple. We're not playing with cost caps and bid caps a lot. We're just increasing the budgets every day by about 30 to 50%. All right. How and where do I test marketing angles? Okay, so yeah, this one I answered. All right. Let me see here. How do you think, hello, do you think it's a good to use a funnel idea that you implement in some of your videos with some of the POD products? I don't think with POD products you need funnels. You might have some landing page that says 5 reasons why people are excited about X, Y, and Z product, and after that redirecting them to the product page. So you still have the pre-sale page, but you don't have the whole funnel because for POD because for POD products, you don't need that marketing kind of like sell the product a lot. Usually those are more like gifts. So you want to focus your advertorial focus on the gift angle. Even right now, let's say December 16, we're in Christmas, you have New Year, there's different holidays that people buying these gifts for. So I would test the format of like 5 reasons why everyone is so excited about X, Y, and Z product, give them 5 reasons, redirect them to the product page, and that should be it. How to promote our advertorials? Is native ads going to work, or simply use Google Ads, display and search, and Facebook? Thanks. I would test, all of these platforms. Personally, I like Facebook a lot. For advertorials, I like Facebook the most as a platform because, just the amount of data that they have, and also the amount of, targeting and like customization, the creatives. Like, I mean, there's so much learning inside of Facebook that happens behind the scenes. So I personally love Facebook the most. But let's say if something happens with Facebook, you're not getting good results on Facebook, then you can definitely go into native or Google Ads and crush there. So I would just start with Facebook. That's just me. And then if it doesn't work out, you go to native or Google. And also that's predicated on your strong suits. Let's say if you already have a lot of experience with Google, just focus on Google. I know people making millions of dollars per month on Google alone. So if you focus on one platform, you become very, very, very good at it. If you already have the team, if you already have the infrastructure, just focus on that one platform and max it out. All right. Forgive and forget. How much is your mentorship? What do you teach? Lastly, what are the monthly profit results of your last students? Okay, so everything we do is custom in terms of the mentorship. So if you want detailed on that, number one, we want to see if we can help in the first place. We help you with choosing the product. We help you to craft the website that converts. We help you to dial in your advertising part so that you pretty much have the whole like foundation of your e-commerce business, and then we help you to scale it. One of our clients I interviewed last week here on YouTube. No, YouTube probably not. I interviewed on Twitter and Instagram. Sina, he's from Canada, started with e-commerce 3 months ago. He's doing $5,000 a day. So about $1,500 per day in profit, which is pretty nice. So we have people that are not getting any results whatsoever because they're not focused and they're not putting the work in to get the results. And we have people that are absolutely crushing it. So if you're in the category of people that are willing to put in the work, listen to advice, be coachable, be accountable, for the work that you're putting in, then we'd love to see how I can help you. Just DM me on Instagram and we'll chat there. By the way, this is my Instagram here. If you want more details on that, just DM me ready. Just DM me ready on Instagram. This is my Instagram here below. Where is that? Here. And I'll see how I can help you. All right. Lev Pavshanov. Do you advertise in native ads? We do advertise on native ads. We're not spending a lot on native ads. It has not been the main priority for us. We're spending like maybe a few $1,000s a day on native ads. So it's very small platform for us. Lev, if you are very good at that. Would love to get your help to help us crack it. Facebook is the main platform for us. Overall, we're spending about between 50 to 100, depending on the day, between 50 and $100,000 a day on Facebook ads. How to start advertising on Facebook without any data? Like, what campaign should I run first? I have someone told me to run engagement campaign to get data for like 4 days, or directly sales. I personally like to go directly for sales. Yeah, if you're just starting out with a fresh ad account on Facebook, just go for sales. Like, if you're optimizing for video views, for awareness, for engagement, you'll get garbage quality traffic. I recommend to focus on conversions from day one, see how your ads resonate with an audience, see if those ads actually convert, and then double down on that. But Facebook will give you exactly what you ask for. Like, if you're asking for engagement, it will give you engagement. If you're asking for page likes, it will give you page likes. If you're asking for video views, it will give you shitload of useless video views. So focus on the conversions, and that's how you get the best juice out of it. Dennis, all right, so that is a serious question. All right, Alex, I'm the borscht fan. How do you add the super secret ketchup sauce to the borscht? Well, I mean, there's a technique to it. There's a technique to it, Dennis. You just have to take the bowl of borscht, and you have to just like flip it around 7 times in one direction, and then you have to like turn it around like in different direction for about 8.5 times, right? But you have to do it at midnight, and that's the only way that would work, right? And then like you have to like do the ketchup like 3 times, like 1, 2, 3, like put it here, then go to sleep, wake up at 3:51 a.m., go to the same, turn like 5 times one direction, and then 3.5 times another, and then it will be finished. It will be good to go. All right, so Dennis has some jokes here. Okay, let me do some Instagram. My Instagram people. Instagram. All right. When do you give up on the product and move on to the next? Probably after like $1,000 in ad spend. If I try to fix the product, if I try to fix the ads, if I try to fix the funnel, and it's still not profitable and not quite, resonating and not profitable, like, I'm shutting it down. And for us in our business right now, like, we're doing so much research into the product up front. We're like so confident in the product that if other people are doing, let's say, $100 million a year with that specific product, if we know that category for that product is growing, like if we're selling, let's say, skincare cream, and we know that that industry is growing like so fast year after year, then we know that it's not about the product. We can sell the product, right? But we need to have a good marketing. Product is out of the way, right? It's not a variable anymore. It's only about our ads and our funnel. And so now we put all of the effort into our ads and our funnel, and that's how we make it work. And in that case, we might spend even like $3,000-$5,000 making that product work, because we're so confident that that category for the product is successful. We only need to crack the marketing. Whereas like most people, when they're testing products, they just like randomly choose the product. They don't do any research. They test the product. They kind of like throwing that spaghetti in the wall and they're expecting that it will work. For us, it's like a lot of research beforehand before we even jump on a product. We don't just randomly test the product. Like from spy tools, people go to these spy tools and trying to find the product, randomly tested, random landing page, random ads, and they're expecting it to work. For us, we front loading all of the work, doing the research on the product, making sure that the category that we're getting in is successful and it has a lot of potential. And only after that, we're spending a lot of money on the product trying to make it work. And most of the times we're making work, and that's why our product success rate is like 70%. What is the best ad structure for scaling in your opinion? I've seen people do $1 million a month with single CBO campaign. I've seen campaigns for different countries, etc. I think the simpler the better. The simpler the better. The simple skills. If you have many different campaigns, if you're like serve scaling, doing all of this stuff is great. You need to have some very good media buyers on your team to do that. But simple structure usually scales. So as long as your product, your funnel, your ads are dialed in and strong, you can just get away with very simple structures. You can get away with CBOs, you can get away with cost caps, bid caps, Advantage Plus, like all of those things can work as long as the foundations for the business are in place. These are great questions. Woo. All right. Is it realistic for a beginner to make money on ecom now, or are you just selling the course? Well, I mean, yeah, we're just running like low key, like 8-figure e-commerce business, but yeah. um, is it realistic for a beginner? It's very realistic as long as you're willing to put in the work. Most people, they just half-ass it. They just like, oh, I want to be successful with e-commerce, and then like, okay, what do I do to be successful with e-commerce? Oh, I watched the course. I bought the course. If you're buying the course and expecting to be successful with e-commerce just because you bought the course, you're delusional. Like, you want to just dedicate the work. You want to obsess about e-commerce. Like, doesn't matter if it's e-commerce, if it's like trading, doesn't matter if it's like going to the gym. You want to be obsessive about it. Like, you want to learn about it. You want to spend every minute you have during the day thinking and learning and practicing and applying and making mistakes. That is the only way to make anything work, including e-commerce. So if you're just like, oh, I want to be successful, but I don't want to put any work and I want to play video games all day, that shit is not going to work for you, unfortunately. um, can you please give us a small Facebook structure to promote advertorials on Facebook, as it's been many years since I didn't use Facebook ads? Thank you. Yeah, I have all of the structures. I have, if you DM me on Instagram, please, if you DM me FB, Facebook, I'll give you like the whole structure breakdown. I have some tutorials. I have like documents. I have SOPs. I have all of that stuff for you. Also, for everyone who's there's so many questions and amazing questions. If you had any questions here and you posted the questions that I didn't answer, please just DM me on Instagram. This is my Instagram here. DM me with your question. If you want specific document, let's say Facebook or advertorials or VSLs or product research or conversion rate optimization, like any of those things that you need help with right now, or maybe even suppliers. If you're looking for a reliable supplier that can source any product cheaper, ship it faster, brand your product for you, like do all of those things, all of the connections that I've accumulated over the years, just DM me on Instagram and I'll send all of these to you. I see someone asked about suppliers. Yes, please just DM me on Instagram. I have suppliers that, yeah, just that by itself is extremely valuable. So we'd love to share it with you, help you on your journeys, help you absolutely destroy 2025 and even finish 2024 strongly. On a strong note, have good rest, end of the year, spend time with your families, enjoy good time, have some good Christmas, do some skiing, have some fun, and then get to fucking work. And we'll crush 2025. Thank you so much for joining. Forgive and forget. Love you. For sharing that stuff. Thank you so much. And appreciate you, everyone, for joining. Had a tremendous time. You guys have some jokes here, and would love to support you and help you with any resources needed. So yeah, DM me on Instagram any of the questions, any of the resources that I mentioned here, or even the ones that I didn't mention. I mean, I had 1 hour, so 1 hour just flew out like this with you guys. Like, it's been tremendous experience, and I can do it for a whole day if I had the whole day, if I didn't run the business. So yeah, just DM me on Instagram. I'll send you these resources. Let's chat there. Thank you so much. You guys have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful